Welcome, everyone. Let's jump right in and cover some of the most important headlines from India and around the world. Everything you need to know for your exams and just to stay ahead of the curve. We're covering some huge stories today, and we are kicking things off with one that has literally rewritten the history books of cricket. This is incredible. But before we dive deep into that, here's a quick roadmap of everything we've got lined up for you. We'll be focusing on 5 key areas: breaking news from the world of sports, major updates in national security, our environment and heritage, the future of science and technology, and finally, some really important international events. All right, Section 1, Sports Stars. So, let's talk about that record-breaking performance that people are going to be talking about for years to come. Just look at that age. 14 years and 32 days, that's the age of Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Can you even believe it? A school kid just made history by smashing a century in the world's biggest T20 league. And, it's not just about his age. It's about the speed. Vaibhav absolutely shattered a 15-year-old record held by Yusuf Pathan, getting to his century in just 35 balls. This is now the fastest ever IPL century by an Indian. Truly sensational stuff. And the list of records just doesn't stop there. He's the youngest to score a half-century, the youngest centurion, the fastest to a century for his team, and the youngest ever to win Player of the Match. Get this, he even made his Ranji Trophy debut at the age of 12. All of these points are super important for your exams. Okay, moving from the cricket pitch over to the football field, we've got another huge piece of news. Brazil is set to host the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. This is a landmark moment because it's the very first time a South American country will host the tournament. Section 2, National Security. Now let's talk about some major developments related to the country's security. How is India strengthening its defense capabilities? Well, let's find out. India has just signed its biggest ever arms deal with France for 26 Rafale marine aircraft. Just look at that number, 63,000 crore rupees. This is a massive investment in our naval strength, and it's going to significantly boost our power in the Indian Ocean region. So the big question is, why was this deal approved so quickly? The answer is right here in the timeline. Right after the sudden attack in Pahalgam, the Cabinet Committee on Security gave this deal the green light. And the announcement of this deal had an immediate ripple effect. Pakistan canceled the Shimla agreement, which we'll get to in a bit. So what makes these Rafale marine jets so special? Well, they're not just regular fighter planes. These jets are nuclear capable, and they'll be operating right from our aircraft carrier, the INS Vikram. This single quality makes them an absolute game changer for the Indian Navy. In another positive update related to defense, Sikkim has taken a major step to support our Agniveers. The state has announced a 20% reservation for them in the state police force, which is a really important step for their post-service careers. Section 3, Environment and Heritage. All right, let's talk about 2 things that define our present and our past, our environment and our heritage. Let's see what the latest updates are in these 2 sectors. This is a huge win for conservation in India. Similipal, located in Odisha, has officially been declared India's 107th national park. This is going to go a long way in protecting the rich biodiversity found there. Now students, pay close attention to this, because this comparison often comes up in exams. We're looking at Odisha's 2 national parks, Similipal and Bhitarkanika. Similipal is much larger in area and is also a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, while Bhitarkanika is famous for its unique mangrove ecosystem and its saltwater crocodiles. To protect our heritage, we have the Archaeological Survey of India, or the ASI. Its advisory board has 3 main functions. First, to connect the ASI with universities. Second, to advise on heritage policy. And third, to regulate all archaeological activities under the 1958 Act. All right, let's talk about the future. What's happening in the world of science and technology in India? Well, something very, very exciting is going on. The big question is, are we ready to lead in the technology of tomorrow? Can India become a hub for future tech? Well, the answer seems to be a resounding yes. And the answer is this: a quantum computing village. India's first ever high-tech hub of its kind is being built in Andhra Pradesh. Just think about it. Quantum computers are thousands of times more powerful than normal computers. And for research on this game-changing technology, big names like IBM, TCS, and L&T are all coming together. This is a giant leap for India in the future tech race. And for our final section, international events. Let's take a look at what's happening on the global stage and what India's role is in these shifting geopolitics. As we mentioned earlier, in response to the Rafale deal, Pakistan has canceled the historic Shimla Agreement. Now, this agreement was signed after the 1971 war, and it's what established the Line of Control, or LOC. Canceling it represents a massive strategic shift in India-Pakistan relations. Beyond that, there have been several other key developments in India's foreign policy. The U.S. Vice President's visit deepens strategic cooperation, while the medical aid to Nepal showcases our neighborhood-first policy. At the same time, the decision to withdraw from the Indus Water Treaty is an enormous strategic move. So let's quickly recap the 5 biggest takeaways from today's explainer. In sports, Vaibhav Suryavansh's record-breaking century. In defense, the 63,000 crore rupee Rafale deal. Environment, Similipal becomes India's 107th national park. Technology, the quantum computing village in Andhra Pradesh. And in geopolitics, Pakistan cancels the Shimla Agreement. These are the top 5 updates you absolutely need to remember. So I'll leave you with this question. With these huge shifts in defense, sports, and technology, what kind of impact do you think all of this will have on India's future? It's definitely something to think about. So if you found this explainer helpful, you know what to do. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hey, drop us a comment and let us know if there's a specific topic you'd like us to break down in our next one.